Okay, today we've got a Dell Optiplex 9020 small form factor. That's the SFF. We're going to do a RAM test on it. So in order to do this, in the model that we're going to be testing, we've got 2 sticks of RAM. Now, in the model it may have 4 sticks of RAM. So the first thing we do is we open the case up. Here's your lever, the release, you pull it up, and then release it from the tabs on the bottom. Set it aside. Now the RAM are underneath. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see that Dell has labeled things. There's blue. These blue things are things that move. So we have the DVD drive. We take this, we lift it slightly, and we pull it back. Now there's 2 connectors. There's a power connector and there's a data connector. Now to do this test, we do not have to remove those. And since we want to operate the machine at the same time, we want to leave them plugged in. So we're going to push them back, we're going to turn them, and we're going to set them on the side. Now we want them out of the way of the fan because when we turn the machine on, this is going to spin. Okay, we're now going to unlock the frame that holds the hard drive. Now currently it's locked. If you look in closely, you can see there's 2 symbols. One is unlocked and one is locked. And there's your screw that shows the locking mechanism. So we'll push down with an audible click and you see it opens up and this whole unit moves. Now you can see that the tabs on the computer frame stick up through holes in the frame of the hard drive. So we lift those up and we wiggle it out, and now you'll see that there's 2 tabs. Those 2 tabs stick into those 2 holes, and these 2 tabs on the frame stick up through here. Now we'll go through that again when we're putting it back on, but currently there's a data and a power. Since we're going to run the machine, we want to leave these attached. So we're going to turn and we're going to place that on top of the DVD drive. Now fit it in so it's not going to move, someplace nice and comfortable. And you don't want to bump that when the machine's running, but before then we'll be fine. Okay, now here is the battery. There's a little tab that if you pull this, it's going to pop that battery out. And that's how you remove the battery. Now, there are 4 RAM slots. Black, white, black, white. The RAM slots are held in by tabs. Now, as you can see, we have these on the whites. So you push one, push the other, and that pops the RAM out. Now you'll notice that the label faces the fan. And you'll also see that there's a notch. This is shorter, this is longer. There's also a notch right here, and that's what that notch fits into, that over that tab, whatever you want to call it. But that's so it can only go in one way. So if you turn it around and try to push it in, it's not going to go in and you're going to break something. So the best way to do this is to do it the right way. Now, once you have your RAM out, the only way it'll go back in is if you face the label towards, and you put, there's a slot here, and then you line up the slot here, and as soon as those are lined up, you're going to want to press with even pressure, use as many of your fingers as you can, and push down. And you'll hear the click. You hear the click as the tabs come up, the little locking tabs. Okay, we have one more variant. Now you can see that these are in pairs. These are white and black. So what we can do is let's narrow it down to just 2 sticks, and let's switch and run the blacks. And see, make sure that they're all up completely. And then we'll try turning it on with just the blacks. And then we'll try turning it on with just the whites. So our probability is that one of the RAM sticks are bad. But there's also a possibility that one of the slots are bad. So we're going to start with the idea that it's one of the RAM sticks, or 2 of the RAM sticks, or 3 of the RAM sticks, but probably 1, maybe 2. And we're going to test those. If that doesn't solve our problem, then we're going to go under the assumption that maybe one of these slots is bad. So if one of the slots is bad, we're going to want to empty slot 1 and try slot 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now we're ready to put in the hard drive frame. So there's an angle that you'll fit the tabs right in there, and then you'll line up the 2 tabs on the frame, and it drops right in. So try that. If it's not clear, I'll run through it one more time. You'll take this, line it up, angle it to where your tabs are just on the frame, are just above the tabs on the frame. And the best way to do that is to come at it where you're just over where this square here is just fitting right on top of that. And you slide it right in. And now you've got your holes lined up underneath it, and just ease it right on down. Carefully tuck your wires, and then finger in the hole and lock it. Then take your DVD, turn your DVD back over, and that'll line up this right in front of this. And it lays flat. Grab it by the blue and just push forward, and you'll hear that click. Make sure your wires are straight. 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs. Lean up, set them in there, click, and you're done.